Hey crafty friends, welcome back to the Old Paper Lady. I'm Lori. If you're new here, hi and welcome. Thank you for joining us. And today is Trash to Treasure Day, where I'm going to take some of my trashy bits, turn them into something we can use, hopefully. And I'm going to continue on making me up some neutral base type situations is what I'm doing. So I'm going to collage a few of these bits that I've had here in my little box right in front of me for the last couple of videos. I've been just collecting, whatever packaging bits that I've had and just putting them here in front of me on my little box thingy. I was going to use it for my ephemera box, but I was like, you know what, that is a good little quick grab place for, just these. So I have them, like my everyday scrap bag. I've got some cardstock pieces, just if we're in a hurry, we need a pocket or whatever. There it is. And then I've got, like bits and pieces of music tore up, book page, dollies, all that good stuff back here. So what I did pre-video is I went ahead and tore up, some this is really brittle. I mean, it fell all to pieces on me trying to tear it. So I'm hoping I can get this glued and get it on there. And it was, see what I'm saying? It is falling apart just trying to glue it. It is real breaky. So we're going to try to make us something out of it, in hopes that we don't have to throw it away. Trying to save the book page is what I'm doing, hopefully. Let me see, is that, nope, that ain't gonna happen. That's fine, we'll just stick that bit down here. I didn't think it was gonna flip around, and that's fine and dandy, but yeah, I mean, that just breaks. So I've got some real music paper, I've got printed music paper, I've got, just old music paper, patinaed up. I've got some staff paper that's on my printer machine. And then, yeah, we just got a bunch of different kind of neutral background type things. So I just made me a good old stack. And I said, I'm going to use this to cover up some of these bits and bobs here that I've got collected up this week. And on the back of this, I'll cover it with something that you can write on. So we're just going to do a little bit of collaging bits here in a neutral tone. So how is everybody doing today? Y'all doing all right? My back seems to be doing a little bit better today. It's been a rough week with the back situation, and then it's just cause the pressure in our area is changing because of the hurricanes off our coast now. So hopefully when she decides she wants to move on up the coastline and get on away from us, the back pain will ease off a little bit. And I did wear a little bit different shoe to work tonight, so hopefully that was that helped a little bit too. It had the memory foam in them. So I'm doing a little bit better with the back spasms. Now, even though that's going to fold over there, I still, want to cover that because I'm probably not going to use that whole bit. But I'm going to glue over it. And just try to hope to get the front piece collaged up the best I can. Now you can, when we do this, take and put you a fussy cut on it and dress it up, which is probably what I will do. Because I don't know if I'll use this on my butterfly journal that I'm working on at the moment. But, we got fall coming up. And just these pretty neutral backgrounds would be awesome to have, you know, fall colored ephemera on it. Fussy cut bits. Okay, so now what I am going to do is I'm going to lay this down. Be mindful that this is going to be folded down. So whatever writing I put on it needs to be upright. In an upright manner. So I think I'm just going to try to put me some, put a piece of that music strip across it there. See if that'll work. But I do need to put a piece underneath it because when the music folds over, let's see, is that going to work? Will that be long enough to cover it and to go over the back? And I do believe it will. So we'll just put us a neutral piece there. Then we can put us a fussy cut of some sort, decorating bits or stickers or bling or something on it to dress it up later on. We'll match it up in the corner here. Lay that down. We'll trim this bit off. I said I was. Didn't about want to trim her, did it? Okay, so now I'm going to go back over this right here and fold that crease back down. And for some reason that looks really, really wonky, don't it? Probably was not folded straight to begin with. And that's my story. That's what I'm going to say. It wasn't folded straight to begin with. So how do you think I'm going to fold it straight when I fix it up? And we're just going to straighten it up a wee bit. That's what I'm going to do. And try not to cut my fingers today. I about cut my finger last night. Okay, yeah, that straightened that up. Let me see. I'm going to lay this right here so I don't have to keep picking my white box up and down. Let me get my bone folder. That'll work better to crease that back over. Okay. So now we got the front side covered. Let's flip it over. We'll finish covering the back side, and I'm just going to put where it can be written on the back side. Or you can dress both sides up. Doesn't really matter. It's up to you. Completely up to you what you want to do with your bits and pieces. But I think I want to fix it to where it's going to be like an over the page type situation. Could be like that. Let me look, see. Did I do that completely backwards? I think I did. Yeah, see, it's supposed to be over the page like that. Yep, I did it upside down. Well, you know what? Well, guess what? We just cut that piece off. We ain't gonna worry about it, worrying about the over the page bit, because now I done got it messed up. Looky here. Alright, so we're just gonna cut you off. And we'll keep you, we'll dress you up for a cluster bit. How about that? Put it in my little, I can get it. I got me a little cluster bit box here. So like, just throw them in there. I'll probably cover that too. We'll set that over here because I've got a feeling once I get a bunch of this stuff done and cut, I'm going to have some cluster pieces. All right, so now we got us a journal card. See how that works? Yeah, so now we got us a journal card. We're just going to fix the back of it so we can write on it. See, there's no mistakes. You can always fix it and turn it into something else. So now instead of a over the page ephemera piece, now we got us a journal card and a cluster piece. Works out great, don't it? Every time. Every time it works out awesome. Let's see. I've got this little strippity strip here. Let me piece that together right there. I think that is going to work out great right there. Yep, I think so. And then we'll just pull this little piece off if I can pick it up. Tell you what, cutting my fingernails is probably about the worst decision I made this week, because I can't pick up nothing. Alrighty. So I'm just going to line it up on the side here. Put that piece down. Alright, so now we have front and back covered on our journal card. And that plumb looks crooked, don't it? It don't look crooked on this side. It looks crooked on that side. Let's look and see. Is it really that crooked or is it just me? I think it's just me. I don't know. I am going to trim it up just a smidge there, because it did have that folded over piece. Alrighty. So then now we got us a journal card. That's my new corner rounder I got from Temu. Works great. All the pieces on it work great. So yeah, front and back, okie doke. We'll put our pieces we made over here to the side. Let's keep her rolling, because, you know, I slowed us down there. Now, this one, I am going to have to cut it, but I want it for, like, masterboard pieces. You know what I'm saying? So, now, look at this. This is my print alignment on my printer when I clean the head and all of that on it, and the printers and stuff. So like I'll print like 2 or 3 sets of papers and I'll clean it just so it doesn't have black stripes and stuff on it. And that's the pieces that come off of it for my print alignment, to make sure that, you know, it's working right. It doesn't have any lines in it and stuff like that. So I saved it because I said, shoot, that'd be fun to make something with. So here we are. We're going to cover this bit right here. And we're going to turn this into another little cluster board. But now when I cut this, I'll have to cut it with the heavy duty cutter. Just because, you know, it's that chipboard, and I don't want to cut it with none of my other cutters that I use just to cut paper with. And I'm just going to cover the front of this. Okay, let's see. I got a couple more of those pieces in here, but I just want to, this is for sure just going to be a cluster piece. And I was saving it because I thought, you know, that would be a good little topper piece, but it's a little bit too wide, and just to trim enough off of it to make it a topper piece, I was like, it's not worth the headache. This is a misprint, and I'm going to use it. Just going to use it. My Wi-Fi went down on me in the middle of printing this 100-page book page set. And I said, well, wouldn't you know it? So then I figured out where it was, you know, where it had stopped at, because my printer will reset and start printing all over again. So I just said, well, you know, it had printed up to page 52 out of the 100, so I just stopped it and started reprinting. Ain't no rhyme or reason for that either. We're just going to put it on here. Just because I'm using these bits up, that's all I'm wanting to do with it. Have me a pretty background for some cluster pieces. Now let's see what else we got in here. It's kind of in the bluish tone. There's this a cut off bit, so we're going to use that right there. Okay, happy, happy. I just need to cut it better, don't I? Yep. Let's just cut us a strip off of it. Put it on there. There we go. So then I'll just throw all them bits and pieces back in there. That's my everyday ephemera. That's where it'll go with, you know, whatever journals. And everyday is anything that is not fall or summer, or fall or Christmas. So that's what I deem every day. Anything that is not fall or Christmas. Okie doke. So now, since this is a little bit blue in tone, that's fine with me. I don't really care. We're just going to go ahead and put this on this big old piece, and we're going to cover it here in a minute. In order for that to work, for it to go over the page, it needs to have this side covered in what you can write on it, right? Because you want this side decorated. Am I thinking that through right? Now I'm going to split this in half. So, yeah, so it's going to hang like that. That needs to be decorative. You're going to flip it over. This side needs to have the decorative bits on it. That side needs to be plain. What am I thinking? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, I'll move that cutter out of the way. Let's get the big cutter out. I'm going to cut this piece. So I think, let's see, how wide are you? You are right at 5 inches. That's too wide to be a cluster for a pocket. So, and let's see, it's 5 by 5. Of course you were. Why would you not be? Well, let's just do 2.5. Actually, let's do 3. We'll make us a strip out of that, and then that can be a strippity bit. Yep, cluster pieces. So then what I'll do is I'll put some fabric on them. Of course, it's going to be just a smidge too wide to put in there, ain't you, dadgummit? All right, so most of my pockets are going to be around 4.5 inches. So if I make that 4, oops, it slid. I make these 4 inches. Let's see, let's cut this bit here off. Then we'll cut some bits off on the bottom end too as well. Trying to get it as close to 4 inches as I can. Oh, quit moving. What are you moving for? Yeah, this is not good. All right, let's get you back down here. Yeah, I'm about to have another accident. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, yep. So then we'll cut those down to size. So then we'll have this, you know, clusters that we can put on pockets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because anything that's wider than this that won't fit in here, it's not going to go on a pocket. I haven't been doing, I haven't made any strip clusters. I like making the little clusters with fabric and stuff like that to put on pockets with fabric and lace, scrap pieces of lace, and buttons, and or fussy cut butterfly stickers and such like that. So I'm going to take and cover the inside of this with writing material, and then we'll do the outside with our neutral collage. Now I know this is going to be longer than this, and that's fine. I'm just going to put it on here, cut the excess off, and just add it to the bottom. So I've got a plan of action today. So then this will be 2 separate over the page tuck spots and journaling spots. I need to flip this glue bait page over. But yeah, so this side will be, you know, for writing. I have to trim that bottom bit up, but that's okay. So that's what we're going to do. Just take our little square cut up pieces and make us a writing spot on this side. It's a lot of gluing. It's a lot of moving parts. You out of my face. Got enough stuff on my desk already. Okay. Got, you know, some good square coffee dyed sheets and stuff in here. So now I won't really have to cover the whole underside part. That is going to be glued down. But I do want, because I am going to make it to where it can flip up, so I don't want to see any white on that side. Does that make sense? Y'all ever see me glue so daggum fast? That's funny. Because I feel like I'm halfway poking along today. And we can do this piece. Nope, that's too wide. Too wide. You're too wide, buddy. You're too wide. Yeah, we can do that piece. Okie doke. Oh, that's pretty on that side. Pretty on both sides. Whatever. This side's darker. Okay, just put it right at the edge, meet it up with that piece, run it down the edge. There we go. Okay, I'll snip that piece. And then right here, I'm going to put it right there just because I want that hole covered up. Okay, so now that is going to be our writing piece on our page. Okay. Yeah, so when it goes on your journal page, we're going to cut it in half. So when it goes on your journal page, it'll go on like this. We'll have a pretty decorative strip up here. The back's going to be collaged, and then this will flip up. And you'll be able to journal on that. Yep. I know it's patchworky, but you know, it's trash to treasure day. So we're trashing the treasure into. So now I'm gonna lay this flat again. And let's glue some parts down. Let's flip the page, because I'm gonna use some of these breaky pieces. Use some of them first. Look, see, I just picked that up and broke it. And then because I got glue on my hand. And some of this, I noticed, it's like a some type of play or something. I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention. Y'all know that. So I can't do that. I need to put it right in here, because whatever's on that needs to go over on the other side and not be upside down. And boy, that ate my glue stick up just because of the way it was messed up, torn. So I think I'll do this right here. Run some music long ways like that, and that'll work it out. Ooh, treble cleft. Covering fronts and backs. I'm glad I started these off first, because that's aggravating to do that. I mean, it really is. Because, you know, you're doing 4 pieces, but you're having to cover the front and the back of it. I think this would be pretty in like a country Christmas journal, just because of the music that's on it. Because when, you know, I don't know why when I do Christmas I got to have music. And I'm gonna put this away right here, because I messed that up with the glue stick. I'm not paying attention. You ever notice some days when you try to, you know, like do stuff and you feel like you're in a hurry all day? Well, that's the day I'm having. And it seems like the more I try, the more I gotta fix, because I'm in a hurry. Does that make sense to y'all? Does that ever happen to y'all? Because it has happened to me all day. Alright, so now this is going to be this a ways. So let's just do this a ways. Now this, I think, is like some type of, it was a digital, some type of leisure paper in German, I think, is what it is. It's just numbers and such on it, and I thought it would be cute in here. Just for the patina of the paper, if nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And it was book paged. I didn't have to really you know, proofread. Just trying to get it done, folks. be honest, just trying to get it done. Slide that down, cover up that barcode there. It was peeking through. Okay, I want right here. Let's cut us a piece of music right quick. Put a piece here and a piece there, and I think we'll be good. I so want to save the edges of this music that I trim off the bits and pieces of, mainly because of the patina on it. But I can't because it's so breaky that I'm afraid that if I actually do try to stamp something on it, that it's going to crumble. And there's treble clefs on that. So we're just going to do some neutral collage bits. I love that. I know that's a lot of music there together in it, and that's okay. Which one I'm about to do. I'm going to put me another strip of words up here. Like I said the other day, I hadn't never really did a collage of just light and dark music, and that was kind of fun to do that. Okay, so now let's fold this back over. There it is. I was like, where's this thing? Because I need that. Alright, so now let's round the corners here. I don't know why I done it. I gotta cut it. Crazy. See what I'm saying? I'm getting so super ahead of myself. It's not even funny. Alright, so I want this to be, one of them to be about 4 inches. And then the other one will be just whatever it ends up being. Trim the edges off at the bottom. Then I can round the corner bits. But yeah, like I said, this is, you know, where we covered front and back. It's, you know, it's like we covered 4 different pieces there real quick like. Okay. So now we got those bits. Now you can put your decorative paper on this side if you want. You just got to be mindful that this is going to go over the page. And you saw how I did the first one. I messed it up and I put the stuff upside down. So when you flipped it up, all the writing was this upside down, you know. So then you put it over the page, you flip it up, and you can journal on this. This piece here wants to keep popping up on me when I flip it back and forth. So we're just going to put some wet glue on it because it's right there at the bend. And I super duper wet glued the heck out of that. Now, you won't pop up no more, will you? Alright, and then this little bitty piece here, see that wants to pop up, so we're just gonna make it stay down. Alright. So now when I go to put this in a journal, what I'll do is I'll glue here and here. We'll put some bling or fussy cut or word or what have you on it. And then I'll just glue here and here, and that'll stick to the page, and it'll be an uptuck This one here, I may make it a little notebook. That'd be cute too, wouldn't it? Little notebooks tuck in a place for some of these cut off blank papers I got. Let me do that real quick. Like, okay. See? That's what happens when you're crafting. Things change. All right. Sample page goes up. Let's see. That'll go on that one. All right. That's a super duper long strip. That's a little bitty short. Probably got too many that's short pieces to do what I wanted to do with it. Yeah, then it's short. All short pieces. Strips, strips, strips. Nothingness. Absolutely nothingness. Here's a longer piece. That's actually cardstock. Yeah. Ain't that a hot mess? No, I don't have the pieces. Look, I got one. Holy, all the rest of that right there, jumbled up mess is strips, or, you know, not short, not long enough to make a piece out of it. But, and if I do that, I'll have to cut up a piece of paper instead of using my scrap bits. Now these here, we could probably just take and collage on the fronts of them, because that's on thicker cardstock paper. That's not. Yep. See, now I'm just finding more scrappy bits to turn into something else. Yeah. Can't believe I just have that one sheet of paper that goes in there. I think that's a mess. Whatever. Let's just continue on to use it how I was going to use it to start with. Over the page, tuck it. Alright, so now these probably, they really honestly need to be squared up. We can collage some bits on the back of them. Let's just do that real quick. It's 3.5. Yep, that's good. I think this one's squared up pretty good. Yep. So I need, what did I say I needed? Three-inch pieces. I don't know. I'm just making sure these are squared up at the moment, because they were offcuts. Then we'll collage the fronts of them real quick, like when we get off of here. Gracious, somebody's got the radio blasting. Okay, how long have I been on here? Oh, 40 minutes. I'm feeling like I've been on here forever. Like, you ain't been on here that long. Okay. Oh, because this is on some thicker cardstock, so I'm just going to take, and what it was where I had made tags or journal cards or something and printed on my cardstock paper and just printed background on the back so it wouldn't be stark white. And that's what these are. It's just leftover cut-offs from that type of stuff. So I've been trying to pay attention and save those things when I do my fussy cuts, because I was just trashing it. And I was like, you knucklehead. You can use that to back all kinds of stuff. But, yep, that's me, knuckleheaded as always. Well, these here I probably will wind up using in my whatchamacallit journal that I'm working on. The butterfly journal. Because I think they would go really good with it. It's just, you know, it's kind of yellow toned backgrounds, but in this video, it's not went anywhere where I wanted it to go. I mean, because I full on intended to make, you know, grungy tag backgrounds and such for my butterfly journal, but it don't really matter. We're making progress, you know what I'm saying? And I'm having fun making this stuff, using up scrap bits and pieces. Now see, look, there's just a journal card. If we trim it down a little bit, it'll be a tag. We'll dress that up. Let's flip this one over. Do the same with it. Really, all that needs is a fussy cut on the front of it, and it is ready to go. That's why if I do this and I'm doing like I'm full on intending to put a fussy cut on it, I'll leave the white edge of the music on it. Don't really care. Just because, you know, I know I'm full on intending on putting a fussy cut on it somewhere. And these here, I do believe I'd have to trim down just a smidget if I wanted to use them in my butterfly journal. Sure would. I'm going to try to attempt to glue this dark paper here. Well, there's a little piece of it. That'll work. See, I'm trying to glue it and it's wanting to stick. I bet you it's glued to that paper. It's glued to that paper. Oh, I am trying so hard to save that paper just because of look at that beautiful patina on it. So pretty, so pretty. You know, and that only comes with age. You can't fabricate that. You know what I'm saying? Well, you probably could if you know, play with the ink. Play with the ink and all that good stuff enough, but I mean, that is just natural patinaed. Okay, I love it, love it, love it. Now, what I want to put over here, I don't know. Let's break a little bit of piece of this here. Put you on there. Yep, we'll do that right there. Works for me, buddy. I got me a bunch of stamps and stuff that I'll probably wait for a bit to play with, though. Because, you know, I've got all this other stuff I need to do and get done. There we go. There's just another journal card that we can do something with. It's already ready to go. Now this literally was, you know, cut off scrap paper. And then after I get done with this video, get it shooting the video, I'll get it uploading, and I'll probably sit here and make me a, you know, a bunch more neutral type backgrounds and such. Just because you can do so much with them, and I really don't have any at the moment. I'm kind of out with my base building type stuff. Sorry I don't have any wonderful stories to tell today. I just worked, and that was it. Just worked. It rained for about all of 2 minutes. Made it so muggy outside you couldn't breathe. And it was only 80 degrees, but with the humidity of being, you know, super duper hot, that's the way it works here in the good old mountains of North Carolina. But the biggest concern is, you know, Highway 12 at the coast, which, you know, if it rains an inch, that sucker floods. So the hurricane didn't even, and everybody's like, well, the hurricane didn't even make landfall. It don't have to, you know, because that highway runs along the coastline, you know. It floods even if it just rains out there. It doesn't, you know, have to be much of anything. But some of the sand dunes, I think, like where you have passage to get in and on and off of the beach from the highway, I believe it's started it off, and then it just went from there, you know. Alrighty, what do I want to put up here? Let's put a little white strip of this. Yep, that'll work. Just break it off there. Well, these have been fun. Be even funner if it'd stick to where I need it to stick to and not my finger. Let me get a wet nap here. Wipe them down a minute. Okay, well, them are just fun. Okay, let's try to use the dark piece over here where I haven't glued yet. Because once I start gluing on it, you know, I can't put this down because it'll stick to the paper. You know what I mean? So I got to use it. I got to glue it and use it kind of like first. And then once I start gluing on the page, it's a wrap. It won't allow me to glue it no more. It just starts breaking and sticking. Okay, whoops. It don't really matter. Doesn't really matter which ways it's going. And I did find where this kit came from. It is a My Porch Prints music scrap kit. And I'll show you right quick, like, here it is. Old sheet music, printable papers, My Porch Prints. And it has all different colors of patinaed music in here, from black to dark brown, you know, just all kinds of colors. So that's where this piece is coming from, that kit. And maybe it is better and easier for me to just break it down into pieces instead of trying to. I think I do better if it's broken down into smaller bits. But I knew those, that's why I started out with those over the page things. I knew it was going to take a minute just because you had to cover the front and the back of them, you know what I'm saying? I knew that was going to take a wee bit of time. Oh, ain't long enough, are you? Heck, no, you're not. But you are. There we go. I need to print me some more, just that plain staff paper off. That's fun to collage with. Now, I bet you I could take and print it on coffee dye paper too. Shut your face, I didn't. Oh, you know why? I didn't even think of that until now. Take and print the staff paper and then print the coffee dye and tea dye on it. Duh. You know what I'm saying. Dingle brain. Alrighty, so now we're going to do this. I want to pull out this and play with this. Because it had this real pretty piece right here. I wonder if I could do that and turn that into something. And it just has a bunch of like the smaller version of the bill thingies. You know what I'm saying? Collage bits and pieces. I thought would be fun to play with. So I'm going to take that, break it up and put it in here with my other stuff because it's neutral. And both of these pieces have the rose goldy bits in it. This I want to make it a piece in itself. That's thin. I don't have any more. Just the. Of course I don't. Why don't I? I don't know. I'm just going to put it on here, as you can write on the back of it. And this again is, you know, the in-betweens of the sauce dips at Wendy's. That separates the sauce layers. That is exactly what that is. And that's where I got it from. When I worked there, I'd save them all because I was like, oh, that'd be perfect, you know, to slide in between, cover with fabric, whatever. Whatever you can do with it. Now this is going to be cut up in bits and pieces, so, you know, no rhyme or reason, just putting something down, honey. Just putting it down. I do think I'm going to cut that and make that a journal card. And then the rest of it, who knows. Probably just cut them into the 2 or 2.5 inch pieces that I need to make my tags with. I can get that on there. And then try to dress it up with a fussy cut and stuff. I said, you know, like I didn't have enough scraps already. I bought me a little pack intended on to make collage scrap pieces with. You know, like I didn't already have enough scraps. I'm just going to take and put a piece of this dark music right down the middle of that right there. I think it's going to be cute. Cover this bits up. And there we go. And that makes it a little thicker and stirs it up a little bit. And then you can still write on the back of it. Okay. I don't know how square this piece here is, but we'll see. Just cutting the bits and pieces. I'm going to have to vacuum the floor. Get these bits and pieces out of it. Okie doke. Now, let's see. This, I want this as a journal card bit. Let's see. Let's do 3 inches on you, buddy. Because I think I do need some 3-inch, yeah, music pockets. 3.5 by 5. I don't know what the heck that means. And then I know I need 2.5 pieces. So here we go, 2.5. Hopefully. Shut up, there we go. There's 2 of them. Alrighty. And I'm not backing the back of that because it's for the grungy butterfly journal. And that was my whole intent to do this, was to make, you know, look, I made a journal card and 2 tags. Wow. Oh, look, and I'm cutting this as a tag edges. That's okay. No big deal. We'll just cut them all with that, with that angle. And be happy with it and shut my mouth. Because I just seen that and it had the rose gold on it, you know, and I was like, oh, that's going to be cute. So then that's going to be a journal card. These will be tags. Where's my tag cutter thingy? 2.5. Let's stick you in there. Are you going to be too big? Probably. Sorry if y'all went swinging. Oh, that's going to be cute. There's me some tags. That's what I want to do. Okie doke. I need to corner around the bottoms of these. Just because I think it makes it look a little more finished, you know. And I'm fine with, you know, the little rustic bits. Okay. Let's check our time, see how long I've been on here aggravating y'all with doing a whole bunch of lips. I feel like nothing, but we got a few pieces made at least. 57 minutes. Okie doke. Here is the main pieces we started off with. That, you know, we did the fronts and the backs. These. And then we made us, you know, our, whoops. And of course, you know, now I'm getting the hiccups. Good gracious. Something else. I swear to you, something else. I better not say that. Our powers done went off one time today. And I don't even know what the heck was going on. I think it's just because they was working on the power lines. And then we had this strip off of that. And then we covered this. And made us two pieces for clusters. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I'm counting front and back of these that we covered. You know what I'm saying? And then this we just did, and that's the back of that. And then we did this one. We did this and this and this. So that is what, 4 journal cards, 5 journal cards, 6 journal cards. Actually, you could use that as a journal card. It's just awful thick. So, is full on intended to be a cluster build. And then we did these little tags. So, I'm happy with that. I think we did a lot with neutral build backgrounds. I'm happy with that. So, these just need to have focal points put on them, and they're ready to go in any journal that you want to put them in. Sure enough are. I love that little box. So cute. And it's the perfect size, because like I said, if it doesn't fit in there, it is not, it's too wide to go in a pocket. It's too long to go on a pocket. So, the box piece itself is right right about 5.5 inches. So, yeah, if it's too wide to go in this, then guess what? You're not going to be able to make a cluster on it and it fit on your pocket to go in your page. So that's why I like this size box. And then I'll add all my little cluster builds and cuts offs and whatever, you know, from masterboards and such, collage pages. Just keep add them in there, and then I'll have me enough where I'll take and just have a cluster making video one day, because I'm sure once we get through fall and Christmas, we're gonna have a bunch of lace cut-offs and stuff like that. So that's what I usually like to do with my clusters. I'll start, you know, with like a background, put a lacy bit on it, fussy cut, or some bling and or buttons. Alright, so I'm going to get off here today. I was cleaning my fingers up so I could touch this stuff and it not stick to me. I do need to round those corner bits there. So these are all ready. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.